Well, that was a waste of time. What we need to do, we need to pick up the piggies. Wait for the big piggy to come down. Then we'll have to put up another piggy. And then when we get close to the end, we'll need to pick up the last piggy, because if we pick up now, we're not going to have any time left on the timer. This is also a little dangerous, I guess, but we'll do it nevertheless. That was a waste. Throw another piggy up there. Make the time clock go faster. So this is the part of the episode where I have a lot of time to talk, I think, about stuff unrelated to the video game. In this case, I want to talk about Yu Yu Hakusho. I watched a ton of Yu Yu Hakusho back when it was on Cartoon Network, Toonami, what have you. But the show basically ended with Toonami after season 2, which was the Dark Tournament arc. I very much understand. Oh. So the first season of Yu Yu Hakusho is oh, here's the premise: your main character died, and he's taken to the spirit world where he gets a second chance. But he has to become a spirit detective. You get a little bit of the mystery stuff. They don't do a very good job. I'm not gonna lie, didn't do a very good job with the mystery portion of a detective show. But basically, he gets stronger, is able to use his finger bang bang beam more and more. And then he ends up meeting these two people named Kawama and EA, who are villains at the beginning, but then they become friends after the first arc portion of the story, where Yusuke, well, I guess Yusuke got his body back before then, but gets his body back, then he fights them, and then he has to do some more investigating, and then eventually he ends up in a situation where he has to go fight a guy to prevent the spread of a bug. But in between that point, he meets up with a like a karate, kung fu master who teaches him how to use his stuff. There's a whole arc there because she's only going to pick one student, and there's a villain in there that's trying to steal her, basically kill her, steal her abilities. And then, like I said, there's that next one where they go to you reunite with Kawama, or why do you call him Kawama? It's Kurama, I think, and Hiei, and then there's sort of this like jokey character that you get to see a whole bunch of from the very beginning, who has spiritual power, but is sort of played off as sort of he is played off in most cases as sort of being a joke character, comedy relief, take a little bit of the, the stupidity or the seriousness out of the show, a little bit of quirkiness, and he gets kind of lucky in a couple cases where he really should have died, but he didn't, and his name is Kurabara. Anywho. So eventually you get past first season, which is basically that, and then you run into these two very strong guys at the end of first season, which leads to the second season, which is the Dark Tournament, which they end up fighting this really strong guy, the brothers Tarugo or something, I don't remember. And that's a very long season. I think it's like it's about as long as it's almost half the show is sort of what I'm trying to get at. And eventually, you know, you get past that arc. And that, like I said, that's where Toonami ended it. And I think they made the right choice because I was not a fan of Season 3. Season 3 was like, particularly after you did the tournament arc, they never really, in my imagination, they never really established the villain as being really on par with Yusuke, the main character, in terms of spiritual and regular power. And when they finally sort of got to that point where you felt like, hey, you know, he's actually on the same level, or he's stronger than your main character, you know, you're like at the end of the show. And then there's like certain other things where he's recruited a bunch of guys, you know, that are you know, like his henchmen, and then you sort of figure out that he's kind of using all of them to achieve his goal. Dead. So anyways, regarding Yu Yu Hakusho, Season 3 was sort of ass, like trash, because a lot of his minions are sort of believing in this main villain's ideal of opening up the gate to the demon realm, and that's where the show sort of hovers around, which is a plot point from Season 2 when they have to defeat the big boy team because his sponsor, master, whatever you want to call him, wants to open up the demon gate to let all of the big shot demons flow from demon realm into the human realm. Chaos, you know, the standard BS that, you know, villains sometimes in anime like to do. It's like, I am trying to introduce strength and chaos into the world, and I'm actually operating on a truly noble goal to bring real true strength to the human realm, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, whatever. So from the very start of this goal is going to be, oh, I want to open up the, you know, the demon realm, the human realm. It's sort of like, okay, you're trying to carry over a theme from the second season, but we never really established this character at all in seasons 1 or 2, and he's sort of in there, and he's got sort of this like, oops. But anyways, so one of the big things about Yu Yu Hakusho is he's got spiritual power, and he's gonna build it up, and then I'm gonna, you know, we're gonna fight with our fist, and then when need be, I'm gonna use, you know, your atypical beam blast, whether, you know, you're talking about, you know, Dragon Ball Z, Kamehameha, and this way it's a spirit beam or a spirit shot, or however you want to refer to it, spirit gun. Yummy. And he barely used it the entirety of that third season, because they sort of run in this situation where it's like, well, the hero can't kill humans, can he? And in a way, it's like, you know, the showrunner doesn't want to, per se, open up the can of worms where the main character, who's supposed to be a good guy, is killing humans, which is me and you. And if he's killing, if he's killing demons, that's not me and you. Those are monster demons, so that's okay. But, to open up the box where he's going to start killing humans it's a weird thing that the author doesn't seem to want to do. Plus, he seemed like he didn't want to do the show anymore for a while. And then I know that the author of Yu Yu Hakusho, or I think the author of Yu Yu Hakusho, ended up. Yeah, this fucking sucks. These are like butthole clenching jumps that are just impossible. Look at this. And then I slip off the edge too. Let's see if I have to restart this mission again because of this. Oh, I'm getting really close to it. Slow down. Take that time. Be careful. Okay. Okay. I'm getting a little nervous now. Okay. Okay, almost pooped my pants a little bit there. Okay. Get to the end of the stage, thank you. I know I have another generator to blow up, but like... Oh, okay, great. I'm going to... Alright, I cut that out. There's a thing there I can tell, but I'm gonna have to cut that out of the video because that just took way too long. So anyways, now that I'm done frustrating myself here, I was talking about Yu Yu Hakusho a little bit ago, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the author of Yu Yu Hakusho, if I remember correctly, he married the manga artist who did Sailor Moon. So, and I only bring that up because in some ways I feel like she may, question mark, have helped him in that third season, or that arc that I, was just talking about, because that main villain had Sailor Moon, very tall, lanky, sort of large upper body with a very small, thin, teeny tiny legs. Like these there's no way that your body would hold up under how thin these legs are. And I know it's sort of a stylistic choice, to accentuate, the things that are most sexy about a man, whether that be his upper body or face or whatever. I don't know. It just sort of, her fingerprints felt like there was a little bit of her in that, and I don't know if she helped him, write it or do some of the paneling or something like that. I never read the manga, so I don't know. Even if these were perhaps just even filler chapters that they added in. But yeah, it seemed to drag. The henchmen you know, were either A, like actually evil and should be killed, but weren't, or they were just being used, because, you know, they were being duped or being used. And then at the, you know, the end, you get this villain kind of like face turn where it's like, I only had 2 months to live because I have cancer. And, you know, oh, I just wanted to come to the demon world so that I could fight a truly strong demon and die. And then, I don't know. Like I said, the whole, like, nearly the entirety of this third season, you know, your main characters are barely at all using their powers because they're humans. They don't want to kill them. And at the same time, one of your sort of mainstays for the show, Hiei, disappears for 90%. Oh, and I forgot to mention, they introduced 3 brand new characters. 3 brand new smack dab characters you've never met before. And they do, aside from being like a minor antagonist that has nothing to do with the main villain or his crew, they appear in like, they like help out for like 15 seconds and like solve like almost zero they solve like zero issues in the plot, and then they write them out at the end. They're just like, hey, don't use these spectral powers anymore, it's just gonna bring you more problems. They're like, I promise to never use these overpowered powers again. And it's like, you were nothing, you were like practically wallpaper. You know, you had a purpose, you just basically dressed up the background, and that's all you did. You didn't provide any, because then, you know, you move on to the last season, which is a bit much shorter, and I'm not quite all the way through it yet, but it's all, instead of being like 20 some episodes, it's like a half a season, it's 13 or something. And it's just like, okay, now you're getting into an interesting plot point where we're going to go to the demon realm, and we're going to talk about, you know, how the demon realm powers are balanced between these 3 different rivals, and your main characters end up getting split between these 3 different factions. You know, Yusuke ends up on one, Kurama ends up on another, and you know, Hiei ends up on this third one. I'm interested to see what's going to go on there, but there's only 12 episodes between here and the end of the show, so I'm like going like, well, okay, I sat through all of third season, which was trash, and instead I'm gonna be, I wouldn't say rushed through, but I can tell that we're hitting the main plot points, and that's gonna be that for this. You know, we're gonna do what we gotta do, we're gonna tell the story we want to tell, and there's not gonna be too much like, hey, it's me, the vice commander, you gotta fight him, and then you're gonna, once you fight the vice commander, you're gonna fight the villain, and then you're gonna go fight another villain, and eventually you're gonna get to the main boss. Like, there's no fucking around here. We're headed towards a war, and I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I'm actually very interested to see that, but I can't believe I had to sit through third season being such trash to get to this. And it's just like all this wasted time in third season. They could have been more. And yeah, I know you have to watch third season to get to fourth season because they lay down the plot as to why fourth season exists. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like you could have taken third season and made that 12 episodes. You know, like a 12 episode filler series arc, and then refocused and finished off the series strong. Anyways, I'm done complaining about Yu Yu Hakusho. This fucking show from the 90s. The show that's what, like, close to 30 years old now? I'm complaining about it as if it's airing today. Wonderful. So we gotta escape here. Of course, this has got to be the longest of all of the elevator sequences. So I have the least amount of time to get out of here now. And then the platforming here isn't exactly simple. Platforming's, I wouldn't say super challenging here. It's just a little challenging because, right, okay, I clearly fucked this run up. But I need this guy here, jump up there. Then I need to proceed to not get hit by the fire. You know, these little fire things. So, yeah, I got hit by it, so I'm dead there. We'll just do it again here in a minute. We'll do it right this time. Oh, I could use that extra life. Oh well. Be there next time if I die. And off we go. Hopefully that's the last one. Hey, Tat! Miss Tat. That's Miss Tat to you. We're blowing up the arc. The second arc, I guess. Or the first arc. I don't know. Vision cleared. Hooray, we're done. Save complete. Thumbs up. I'm gonna give you a next time on this show. I'm gonna finish this, so till then I hope you guys have a fucking wonderful day.